everybody. And by everybody, I mean Gino and Mal. How we doing? I really need to fight them. Hello, friend. Anyway, we are building beast snaggers tonight. It was a little more aggressive than I intended, and I got bits everywhere. Fine. Because I really need to get them built. Yes, fresh cut as of Friday. It was well past overdue. That's why you missed Tuesday's stream. Yep. Precisely. Precisely. I have a feeling I can do quite a bit of kit bashing with these. I just have to figure out what kind of story I'm trying to tell with it. Because my pain boss is going to be leading them. I gotta figure out exactly how I want to finish that. Because I think I want them to be beast snaggers that don't snag beasts, they snag eggs. Because they are death skulls. I'm going to be painting them as death skulls. I can't believe you would undermine my big day like this. This is the worst. Go to her Sweet 16 on the same weekend as me. That's rough. You put your video on the Discord. I don't know what else you want me to do. I don't think I'm stealing any of your views. Am I? I don't care. It was a solid video, though. Pacing was on point. And I appreciated that. Squeak eggs. Alright, what do we got here? First question is, how many head options do we have? 10 boys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are all sculpted, aren't they? That's stupid. 7, 9, 10. Ooh, 11. They give us 1 extra. Every time I have an upload is a big day. Amen, brother. Alright, we're gonna make the boss first. What bashes can I have with it? 1. The lack of customizability is atrocious. But I'm going to make it work. Our replies are slow. Sorting 360 guys right now. Xbox 360? Life 360? All right, let's... Probably won't use the claw. I do like this axe that he's choked up on. We could probably throw that in as a choppa. I thought you said you were going to be late, Mal. Did I miss something? Oh, wait. The boss has a power snap. And I've got this giant claw that came with the Big Mech in Mega Armor. I kind of want to use it. And I think I will. And nobody can stop me. But he's also got the really cool one. That looks like... the main bosses. Wonder if I could kit bash it on a little. Do some conversion. Yes, Xbox 360. A bunch of trinkets and stuff on these kits. The wannabe power axe too. So much. I need to stop before I get too far ahead of myself. There's a slugger too. I like the new sluggers. And they're kinda cyborgs too. We've got the augmented limbs, so we're gonna stick with a lot of that. Which build the bodies. One. Hello, Weth. You. The question is, do I save all the heads for after I put them all together? They can kind of have their individual personalities. Eight. Hi, Phaedros. Working on some orcs this evening. No, these are just beast snaggers. Thank you. You working on anything this evening? Some Mandalorians. Very nice. Played some Legion, are we? That is Legion, right? That's the Star Wars tabletop. I have some models over there that I'm supposed to be painting for Rain Cloud. I've had them for like 6 months. 71. Week almost died. Not fun. Well, that's not great. Good to hear you're okay. Now I'm debating if I do actually want to kit bash this. That snappa arm. Guess I could cut the claw off. It would look insanely cumbersome. Do I want to go that far? Because I kind of like the claw too. blood clot in my lower leg, spreading my lungs, basically choked half the life out of me. Had to have an IV and line each lung, dripping heparin to break up the clots. I'm basically on blood thinners for the foreseeable future. That's crazy. My hospital adventure was not quite that wild. In the moment, it felt like it, but it was not quite that crazy. Still cracking jokes as usual. There you go. Boy, the surgeon I had, I could not get her to crack a smile for anything. She was so painfully serious. But I know one of the anesthesiologists at the hospital that I was at, and he told me he thinks the only reason that she's not funny is because she's new. Okay. See if I can get one of these older heads to fit if I need it to. Oh, the full face mask from the... I should save that for a knob. I don't know if any of these will work because they're not sculpted. That is quite unfortunate. Just too stubborn to die, apparently. I heard from another streamer who has the same thing. Took him weeks to walk. It's good to go in 3 days. Like a Messiah figure. I know a sleepy doc. Maybe because I wasn't. You know... I do know a sleepy doc. Guess start carving it out. I mean, the head that came with it, or that's meant to be on this model, isn't bad. It doesn't really scream boss knob to me. I'm probably going to end up changing it if I can get it to fit. That is the goal. I don't know, I was cracking jokes too, because she didn't respond well to them either. She rarely does. After I got out of the hospital and rested for a day, I went back and got my Mando Army box, and yesterday my Critic Naval Raiders proxies for Trench Crusade. Sweet. Violence on the exhaustion. Violence is a constant. Exhaustion is an add-on. Oh, by the way, hobby update for you guys. I finished my Havoc squad finally that I got over a year ago. I did the last one. I finished him last night. There will be a short of that going up soon. Sarcasm bleeding into my chat is wild. I can't believe Orc boys are getting buffed to rank 5, toughness 5. Heard an off-the-wall rumor that Marines are going to match that as well, but I don't know about that unless they buff Terminators to 6 or 7. Yeah, that's crazy to me. So I'm playing a Crusade game right now, and it's 10th edition, and you're basically guaranteed to wipe a whole unit of orcs in about 2 turns. But if that ends up being the case, then that's not going to be possible. And I don't know if Marines really need a buff. I mean, they're already pretty good as things go. I think that plan on my poor wife if I get to have a wife, but probably not. After your husband's misfortune, do you really love him? Yeah, she laughs at me all the time. These boys are not easy to clean up either. Got a ton of nooks. $360 guys sorted. Now wait for the next 90. That was only 270. Send many hands. I've got plenty of orc hands. Does that count? No, I think they want to slide the scale up a bit because strength 4, toughness 4 Marines was middle when the stat cap was 10. They blew the cap away with 10th, so they couldn't definitely introduce more granularity. Have humans remain strength 3, toughness 3, but maybe a gene stealer cults, strength 4, toughness 4, etc. That would make more sense. I do think that it's odd that Space Marines, because in the lore they're significantly stronger than baseline humans, but on the tabletop from what little I've experienced, because this Crusade game is my only experience with the tabletop ever, doesn't seem quite high enough to like compare to the guard, because we have like 3 or 4 guard players. I mean, and when they're dying in droves and we're dying right along with them. You're complaining. And you said you weren't feeling violent today. Just have to see how it all shakes out. There's also chatter with that rumor of 3 wound marines, which at the moment is reserved for Gravis, Armor, Blade Guard, and Termes. Yeah, so it would most definitely have to go up. But I feel personally, and this is probably my inexperience talking, that makes more sense to me. Said Chino. Chino's busy. He's doing his job that consumes more of his life than mine does. See, he wasn't even paying attention. Your job. I know GW also put Marines in a bad place because there's so much easy access. Strength 5 and AP -2. And 2 weapons. Eat Marines for breakfast. Agreed. I mean, and the only reason that I lost any of my Marines is because the orcs were wogging. And so that made things significantly more difficult. Side hustle more like. About 40 today for work. Not worried about work for the rest of the week. Got a convention this week. Well, I'd love to go to a convention. Specifically a, Warhammer tabletop convention. That'd be great. If next year's Adepticon wasn't likely already booked, I would totally go to that. But that's next year, and I can't plan past next week. The enemy is shooting me with AP -1, damage 1. I'm usually okay for the most part, but crank it up to AP -2, damage 2. I as well pick up over half the squad. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, because when you're only 2 wounds, what are you gonna do? Another rumor going around is that the new floppy dexes cost about $33, with the hardbacks being reserved for collector's editions. Which I could see. I'm still of the opinion, and I think the same thing about Wizards of the Coast, that if you have the physical copy, then you should have it digital too. Give us a code or something. I've got a couple 10th edition codexes. Yeah. Yeah, I've got Tyranids and Space Marines in 10th. I think. No, that's 9th. Never mind. Scratch that. Regardless, I still think that it should be something available online. Okay, get the code for the app. The app is not actually bad. I've only messed with the app a little bit. And that's without having any of the codexes. Okay, I gotta decide what I want to do with this claw. Do I want to just give it to him, or do I want to kit bash this baby on him? Because I could totally just dump it on there. Kind of want to. And then maybe I can find a place to put this claw later. If I can get a clean cut out of it. That will be the key. I'm gonna try it without tearing anything up. The thing that sucks is needing to sub for unlimited army lists. At the same time, you get Warhammer Plus and a free mini after 12 months. That would be a perk. Only got an Inquisitor, pretty happy about it. Okay, semi-clean cut. I'm here for it. And then this, you just snip it off. There's a flat surface to mess with. May just have to sand that down. Oh, maybe. Still gonna sand it down. Gonna let us scan each other's QR code or whatever. I have access to their army's details while we play. It's so disproportionate, but I love it. That's gonna be hilarious. Let's do the rest of it before. Let's make it Can't claim gotcha if you have my army list and rules. Alright, let's start with the foot, which I assume goes right here somewhere. Right there. Okay. I won't have to explain it now, I'll just tell them to read it. Marines may also be losing the moment going back to combat doctrines. I kind of like the moment though. Not that I really know a lot about combat doctrines. The Oath of Moments has saved me a ton when wiping out squads with my Terminators. Sticking that on now, I didn't even clean it up. What am I doing? Have to do some post-constructive surgery. I got too excited. A lower power option, but if the other rumors are true, it makes sense. I trade Oath a moment for beefier Marines in a heartbeat. That's true. Oh, you're gonna ignore me? Yeah, there's always time to operate. Broad Snake is my boy. He's a little insane, but he's my boy. Only the OGs remember good old Doc. Okay. Throw this shoulder pad on here. He needs the back banner too. Forgot to do that. 74 and 75. Question is, do I have any other banners dead? Probably not. All of these are from the Mega kit. Yeah, these are all a little too. That's fine. Not OG, but I pay to be here and be liked, so that's gotta count for something. You're right. All right. We're gonna see which one of these heads I like the most. Which one looks like a proper knob? Probably not this one, although that would be great. Gap filler, and I don't really want to mess. It's a knob head. See, this head would be hilarious because of the horns, but I may have to save it for another boy. I do kind of like this one though. I could make it work. I'm gonna make it work. Because it is what the pain boss. Just what the doctor ordered. See what I did there? Nobody? Okay. Fine. is going to take finagling. I can make that work. Need bleh. A little bit of gap at the top, but it's forgivable. Oh yeah, I was finishing this banner. I like it. Okay. Banner. Is oh, by the way, Gino, I forgot to tell you I finished Dispatch 2 days ago. Busy is evil. That's what I ended up with. Which sucks, but it was the one that felt the most natural. And so, as I was playing the game, the whole game inspired me to my creative brain was going full send, and I started creating my own superhero universe. And so I've been working on a lot of characters for that recently. No, when I'm not doing Warhammer. Didn't even flirt with her. I didn't either. It felt very forced on the player, and so the blonde blazer relationship felt a lot more natural. But go ahead and do his base now. Maybe I should. On Blazer was easy. Too easy. There are two endings, right? Can you just come out of it without being with anyone? I don't want any spoilers because I do want to play it again, but just curious. Infantry don't take a lot of work. These are going to be simple bases. Three? Okay. Like I said, I do have intentions of playing it again. So we shall see where I end up. And you don't have to be with or without either to get any of the three. Okay. One of them is hard to get. Well, I'm not the type to really do a ton of research on games, like balance her perfectly. That sounds impossible. I did really enjoy it because I used to be a big Critical Role fan. And so hearing the whole cast throughout the game was nice. I did appreciate that. And some other voice actors that I'd heard before. Hey, Warden. Okay. That's one. I've been streaming for an hour and we got one done. He's alive. All right, what's next? Seven and 8. I highly doubt that I'm going to get all of these done on stream tonight. Highly doubt. But we might get a few. Considering that took an hour. This one with the thump gun. Yes, it is. How's content been going, Warden? I noticed you've been pretty quiet recently. Or are you taking a break? No shame. No shame whatsoever. $13, $11. Ah, dog is sick. That makes sense. Right. Pump gun is just a grenade launcher, that's all it is. Three plus 5, strength 6. Reasonable. Assuming these are the thumps. And 16. stay up overnight because Dobby didn't take surgery well. That sucks. Be rude. Only I get to be rude. That is not true. Oh. Oh, wait. 16. What's that? Okay. How close are you to finishing the Red Terror? Chunk out of that. That's fine. Almost done. I have been enjoying the updates on the Discord. By the way, for anybody here, I do have a Discord if you want to share models and have conversations about lore or games or just general information. That's fine too. Dino loves general information about absolutely nothing. Hey, friendly Wraith. Building some beast snaggers tonight. I got a pain boss not that long ago. I didn't have anybody for him to lead. So I bought a squad. You talk crap. I don't know what you're talking about. Working on the guard alongside it. Trying really hard to work on my basing. I like basing a lot. I wish I was more diverse in my basing. That's something I struggle with. Because the base is part of the story that you're telling. And pretty much all I've got are some assortments of rocks and 2 different sizes of sand and corkboard. That's pretty much it. Sometimes if I want like piping, I'll take some of the round sprues that come on special characters and I'll drill a hole in the end and I'll stick it up out of like uh out of a base. I'll show you. That's here's a couple examples. Like you just take the sprue, just drill a hole in the end, and then you've got pipe. I think it looks pretty alright. And then the scrap metal there is just sprue. By the way, Gino, did you ever start your Raven Guard color scheme? I'm curious to see how your purple edge highlights come out. Blue tag Angron OSL soon. Ugh. I haven't messed with blue tack. I have some. I've used it. I use it on. It wasn't for painting. It was for holding pieces. I can't remember. I've used it one time. And I remember it working really well. Oh, I used it for the Contemptor Dread weapon options. To stick them on my blocks so I could paint and or prime them. It worked pretty well. Because that's the only thing that I've ever sub-assembled. See the OSL attempts I did? I did, and I liked them. Let me pull them up real quick. Yeah, I think it worked. I'm assuming you used an airbrush for that. Also really like that model. Almost cut your finger. I did almost cut my finger, and it wouldn't be the first time. Okay. Be careful from going over there. Yeah, it looks good. Work on the red tier more, but only a little. Whenever you're ready. The only thing I like about monopose models is if you're doing a two-handed weapon. It's so much easier to get the limbs to line up. Because it never fails. I always mess it up. glue all over my hands. And it's gonna be all over this gun, but it's fine. Everything's on fire, but it's fine. Right, where are they supposed to go? Right here. Interesting. Okay. Wait. Ignore the High Fleet Kraken nids. Look at this. Why are we experimenting with High Fleet Kraken, huh? Are we changing our ways from Leviathan? I don't want to burn through all of these heads. I should probably use one that's there. Which is 2. Not 2. That is 14. Here are the Kill Team Devlin box colors. I thought you were converting to the not poster boy faction. I was about to be really proud. I demand that you strip all of your Tyranids right now and paint them in other colors that are not Leviathan. I have declared it so. Now let's put this guy on a base. He has a very wide stance. Damn it, that's a good piece. I wish the base was bigger. Over here to tell me no faster. Well, it was very effective. You have told me. Has my opinion changed? No, not at all. But I appreciate the effort. That wasn't supposed to happen. Perfect. Now let me just drop everything. Picked poster colors because I like purple more than Behemoth. You can still integrate purple and not have it be Leviathan. Or you could do Space Marines and do, or Chaos Space Marines and do Emperor's Children. And the purple is a custom mix. Hi again, Gino. By the way, did you finish your Space Wolves, Gordon? I didn't know if you were done with them or not. Room we can put bigger rocks on. Just a little bit. Doesn't have to be much. Done with them since February. Maybe I'm very behind. That's likely. Alright, there's two. When did that take? 30 minutes. Alright. Now we can get back to the regular. These are the two special boys. Now we can get back to front of the mill. Choppas and Sluggas. 22, 23, and 24. Last space wolves I painted were those intercessors. Ah, I see. Did you have any plans on expanding them? Or are you just kind of done with them? Chop Olga's leg. Let's do that, and then we'll figure out what we're gonna do. Warden smells. I can't comment on that because, you know, never been around him. Several states apart. You can smell Gino from several states away. Send one of my Raven Guard models that I'm printing for myself as a normal Raven Guard. Will he do it? Find out 3 years from now. You both are in the same general region. Ohio and Idaho. I don't think you know how states work, Gino. First of all, very incorrect. Second of all, also incorrect. I think you just need to get better at tracking my IP address. Not that that's an invitation. No, he's spot on. What are you talking about? I told you I'm in Ohio? Okay. Go with that. I like that. Everybody, I'm from Ohio. Go Cincinnati or whatever. When you want to get Minnie's face, shake my head. I need to print something different from World Eater garbage. Well, if and when I get to that point, it won't be World Eaters. Probably end up being Dark Angels. I was looking around for prints the other day and I couldn't really find any that caught my eye. Take a picture of your house and prove that you are not the state of Ohio. Can do. I will absolutely dox myself. All the world can come and see and steal my minis. So painted that Dragonborn as a red Dragonborn because you know why. Rage, fire. That's all I got. I have one official Wizards of the Coast Dragonborn Paladin that I painted red. That was long before I started like actually trying to paint models. So he's not good. I'll actually show you guys. I can find him. Actually. Like I said, I painted this like before I actually started trying to get into painting. I do believe I added a little bit of dry brushing on him for some reason. Yeah, that's how he turned out. Oh, because of Baldur's Gate. Because there's a dragon flying around. I got you now. Okay. I'm a little slow sometimes, so you really gotta push me along. Stand there being not doing anything like his buddy from the video game. I'll just send you a link to a guy that has done a ton of Dark Angel stuff, but you gotta buy the files. Yeah, ideally they would be free because I don't really want to spend any more money. If we possibly do anything. Anything that I want to try. With Sluggas and Choppas. They do come with really cool paint axes. Nothing really catching my attention here. A ton of free files that are good. Permission to sell any and all bits from Tortuga Bay now. That's pretty sick. I could give him 2 choppas. Or 1 on his hip. That could prove to be fun. Shame their bodies. You have to order them. Oh, Night Lord's files. Where are they? Well, I guess. 25, 26. Seven. One week, then printers can rest for a couple days and I can start printing off some stuff for home. But a Hozo sander? Excuse me. I want to print Wolf Scatty storage for it. Also, anybody who hasn't yet, go watch Mal's video. He put it in the Discord and the Share Your Content channel. Go watch his Plague Orcs. I thought it was really good, really succinct. Call me Talos the way I treat my machines. Talos is a Chad. I really enjoy Talos. All of First Claw is just peak chaos. Oh, they're not really chaos. They're more just raiders. Also, I like that the VA who did the book is also Raphael from Baldur's Gate. He also did Shadowbreaker, which is a Deathwatch book that I listened to recently. Oh, this is so cool. About to the second part of Soul Hunter. Accents are stuck with, they'll stick with you forever. Looking it up to be proud of me. I am proud of you. You're gonna make a Night Lord's warband now, right? You listen to Freebooters code at all? I don't believe so. Gladly share the totally legal copy. I probably have access to it, so I may have been gifted a cache of the entire Black Library up to 2023. In audiobook version, of course. So any books post 2023 I don't have access to. But I am well aware of these totally legal copies. Already had one in progress. Yeah. I have friends in places who can get me things of that variety. But you didn't hear that from me. Yeah, like I said, if it's post 2023, I won't have access to it. Really super attached to any of these heads. I do like the old school fur helmets, so we may go with one of those. Didn't put them on any of my boys, so I feel like they might belong here a little better. Going to get much cooler these next few days. Are we talking temperature wise? Because it's actually supposed to get hotter for me. Here's this face plant. I'll be almost recovered enough to be in the room. Me, I'll be back to streaming. Retribution. Ah. Not working. There's a little bit of gap, but it's okay. All right, let's do the base. But I'm like drilling. I'm drilling barrels like you're supposed to. Like I got bullied into whenever I first started the hobby. Was it off-putting? It wasn't off-putting. I thought it was good. They didn't change hardly anything from the animation, so that was pleasant, because that's not really something you see very often. I actually stuck with it. They didn't change any story components. The characters were all the same. I stared down. Face 10x cam? Do I need to zoom? You want me to zoom my face? Hang on. My face. That's all I got. I was pleasantly surprised. And like I wanted to begin with. Well, you know, that sounds like a you problem. Moana is just knockoff Lilo and Stitch with the same generic story Disney has been putting out for the last 10 years now. Try 15. But I'm gonna have to hard disagree that it's a Lilo and Stitch knockoff. I will agree that the stories are constantly recycled. Young girl finding herself, finding a companion, and there's a MacGuffin. That's every Disney movie. Pretty much ever. If there's a princess involved. Nani is the best Disney princess? Hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna have to... Objection? Hold on. Your Honor, disinformation. Young Gino wanted her to be my princess. Disney knew they were doing an awakening. Disney animators knew what they were doing. That I can't argue with. I refuse to argue with that. That is absolutely factual. They knew the effect they were having on society 20 years later. Honey would have been better if she smoked cigarettes on the screen. Listen, thickness is primary. I'll just say Incredibles shaped my childhood. Thick, thin, chubby, heavy. Don't really care as long as someone is nice to me. Five ever. All right. 1 and 2. Hey, Mal. Just insulting you. Yeah, we're... Yeah, typical. I tried to plug your video. I don't think anybody's watched it yet. I watched it. We all know Gino didn't watch it. I told Warden to watch it. Three. Reading Warden with excitement. Not me or Gino. I woke up and saw a face streaming, so not yet. Clearly it's because I'm hot. Don't hate me because I'm beautiful. Starting on some landscaping in the new house. Need to buy a new mower tomorrow after work. Have fun with that. If I lived a few states closer, I'd help you out. talk to a warden every day. You don't send him. Like the estranged lovers you are. Look over the renovation budget. I may need to fly over a professional for the job. Hey, I got you. No one texts me good morning, so I make the homie do it. Talk to people on a Marxist basis, from each according to his ability to each according to his needs. Good thing I have no needs then. Email to eat your food and tell you, yeah, that needs renovated. Halfway through, he puts on a news report about the heat, and it's like 30,000% louder than his audio. I almost thought we were under attack until I heard the accents. Also, what are your thoughts on the AI slot thumbnail? I thought that it looked relatively organic. I think the text, maybe the placement kind of gave it away that it was AI a little bit, but the fact that it took the models exactly the way they are, and there may have been some differences that I didn't see, but I thought that it looked kind of professional. It was eye-catching. How is the performance so far? Do you have many clicks at least? This video, long form, performs way differently than shorts do. We all know that. Mr. Beast, your thumbnails do it. Thumbnail is half the battle when it comes to long form. The video could suck, but as long as you get people clicking on it. I go from 13 to 12. YouTube is so jank. Anymore, it feels like it's impossible to figure out the algorithm. Because they try so hard to weed out AI that it weeds out all the good stuff. And they still fail. Like, they'll ban perfectly legitimate channels for doing AI content when it's perfectly organic. They're just using the same method that they've been using for years. I've seen it happen to like 2 or 3 channels just this last year, where their account gets suspended because they think they're using AI. Papa, coming to my brother's house tomorrow. Took a picture of the models and told to edit around those. So that's all it's supposed to be. Views are low, but if the tau vid is anything to go by, then that's not an issue. So what I'm hearing is house party at Gino's tomorrow. Right? Or at Gino's brother's, sorry. Don't want to intrude on you when your brother is our intended victim. Wasn't invited. You should reach out more. Buy a Juno to a pool party at the new house. I don't get an invite to talk to Bob. Marxist basis or whatever. Hey, how come I didn't get invited to this pool party? What the hell? Dropping off Wave 1 paint set and a paint rack. My invite to the pool party that I won't go to. I have friends who think I'm still good with. And I will text them after 2 years of no contact. Apparently friendship is not forever. I'm really bad about that. I don't see someone for like a year or two and I just don't talk to them. And then I text them randomly and then nothing. You know, it's the only one that I could potentially make in within a day. And even that's dicey. Oh, 3 hours. That's nothing. It is supposed to go in here. 6. Have one comparable size. Most of these are knob-sized. We're just gonna use what's here. It will be fine. Just fine. You just have bad friends. Think of showing up Saturday for Historicon. Like the worst week. I have to drive 2 hours. Hour and a half if I want to go to any kind of con whatsoever. Because you could say I live where the sun don't shine. However, that's not true. I live where the sun shines all the time. And I don't mean Alaska. Unless we're referring to Alaska as Midwest. Midwest Alaska. Yeah, we'll go with that. Wish Gino didn't live like 5 million hours away, otherwise I'd bother the shit out of him. Don't like to hang out with people often. Yeah, you live in Ohio. Hi, Polexus. Thanks for the follow. WorkCon in December. I'm good. How are you? Sniper orc. No, these are just beast snaggas. Who buys 2 thin coats and pocketing a bottle for myself. Some girl match. You working on anything this evening, Polexus? $50 deal, we sell the paint, he gets 50%, we get 50%. Instead, I send him 100% of one and I keep one for myself. One for me, one for you. For you, 2 for me. Play works for you mostly. Clean up a little. Ta-ta. We'll see you, Gino. Make money by not having to spend full price on a bottle of paint for myself. And it's free paint. I'd take some free paint. That'd be great, actually. I'm beginning to paint my 10 first boys of 120. That's a lot. And 120 gaunts or disintegrate. I'm good, Warden. Me explodes. I took 120 gaunts over even like 80 boys. I get that, but I don't know. Orcs are kind of fun. I enjoy orcs. I got more enjoyment out of painting my orcs than I have my nids. Not that I won't paint both, but I just like painting my boys. Question. Real question. Orcs don't reproduce, right? Like, they have no reproductive organs. Then why the hell do they have nipples? I have to know. Also me, who sold 100 boys to start a new orc army from scratch. Now I'm forced to kid bash each and every one. After the 5th gaunt, I get angry and paint a massive model. I need to paint more big models, more than just infantry. I'm running low. Could really remedy that. Because a lot of what I have is infantry. By the way, that follow did get me to 50 followers on Twitch. Now I just got to get that concurrent viewership and I can make money. I'm not going to make money. Probably going to get some email later. Congratulations, you made it to 50 followers. Now make sure they actually watch you and we'll start giving you money. Nobody wants to watch this, though. All right. Let's see, we've been going almost 3 hours. So here's the deal. We'll do one more. And I think I will call it. I didn't think I was going to get through all these tonight. 17, 18. And then expect at least a couple shorts the next week. They're up and ready to go. Games has defiler, but shipping, I would do web shorts. We do it live. Thought about doing whip shorts, but like I've said before, I'm afraid of posting too much, because then it messes up your algorithm. Because YouTube don't like it when you post 2 days in a row. $21. Like you sang, I need my pirate shanties. You love to sing. Are you telling me to get Black Flag? I don't even know if it'll run on my PC. It looks good. I don't know how many hours I have in the original. Of course, I love Assassin's Creed. I've only played 1, 2, I haven't played 2. I played 1, 3, Black Flag, and Odyssey. I own Rogue. But I never jumped on it. Artist and an artist, aren't we all? One of those things helps the other. Couldn't tell you which one though. Only played 2 in Brotherhood. In my humble opinion, 1 is probably the best. Second most probably being Black Flag, just from what I've played. I like the story of 1. These guys are just one mold line all the way around. Grew up with series and stopped at Revelations. Road was good. Like Prince now, no mold line. Re-drilled barrels, but sometimes layer lines. Disappointing. You know, get on it. Remove all layer lines before shipping off. Oh, he's not here. Okay. I can yell at him now. Somebody clip that and send it to him. Okay. Are the layer lines easy to sand off? Just curious. No. Need filler. You sent progress? It keeps pushing back my oil pressure. this boy a base. Tell me a good oil paint, please. I can't help with that. I've only ever worked in acrylics. Oop. Oil is better for making panel liner or whatever. I have heard that. Magnus has a rune or something that looks sick in white line. That would look sick. So that is 5 out of 10. I will attempt to get the other 5 done this week. Well, I kind of have to, because I haven't made an official announcement yet. But this Saturday, we will allegedly be getting the long-anticipated Faceplant v Raincloud Warhammer live. Allegedly. So, as far as the time yet, I'm not entirely sure yet. We're still working out the details on that. But, all that to say, be on the lookout for that. And when I know for sure, I will be making an announcement in the Discord. So, if anyone wants to keep up on that, expect it there. And Slow Friday. Good question. Great question, actually. Shooting ropes. So, just be aware and be expectant and bully Raincloud so he can fully commit. But yeah, as of right now, expect it this Saturday. So I think that's going to be it. Really proud of this boss. The proper Kit Bash. Sorry, he's a knob. He's not a boss, but same difference. Yeah. I don't think there's anybody here who doesn't already know the gist, but Discord, Patreon, Instagram, all the places. I've got a couple shorts ready to go, so expect those probably this week. Maybe one of them next week. We'll see how it goes. So, I will see everybody hopefully this Saturday, if we don't get any gaming streams between now and then. So, thanks y'all for showing up, the patrons, for making this more possible than it would be by myself. Yeah, so see everybody next time.